look like sitter shots, and you can't afford to do that on Vertigo.
Yeah, we should expect to see him get a little bit more aggressive. Vertigo, a map where he's more comfortable in doing so. But GamerLegion will start on the CT side, and already recognizing it's the B-side play from Big.
Isaac was trying to stop them from coming onto that B bomb site. Rusty's right there with him. Isaac's already down. He had a slow start in the previous game. Looks like now might be no different. Smoke's going to keep the CTs from going for the faster retake. Tizian is hoping to stay outside of harm's way, and he has just managed to distract them long enough to keep an eye out. Now coming in for the flank from behind. Tizian missing out an opportunity, but recollects very soon. Rusty watching for him to push, but Tizian's got another before that even comes into play, and Tizian closes it out. 3 swift kills to start off.
Yeah, this is a pistol that Big have run many times over on this map. You could even see GamerLegion holding for that mid lurk, but then Tizian still finds a timing to flank these players out. It was in their minds, but didn't want to fully commit to a wide swing to deal with Tizian.
He also made a bit of noise, so Tizian knew that he didn't need to actually activate at that point because he'd already been buying more space in a 5v4. Yes, please.
Great early start here from Big. Didn't seem like there were too many difficulties. Searson with that coveted scout. Of course, we've seen the force buys here from GamerLegion really deal a whole lot of damage. They won a fair few rounds as well on Mirage as a result of it. Typically on their T side, but one of those bore fruit on their CT side of Overpass as well. So Big know that they have to be very cautious about this, and that's why Tizian's already been dealt with.
For a second there, I thought he'd be sticking that. Tamsin's gone, and is this another half-by win coming their way? Surely seems like it. Zero guaranteeing it almost, unless Gate can pull out a 1v5, and Ace Clutch would be really nice. But apparently, GamerLegion are not just going to win. They're going to take 2 rifles along and save some armor. That's disaster, actually.
Yeah, regardless of how the series goes, Big is going to have some serious talks about how their anti-ecos go. Lost out so many fights.
It's Mirage all over again.
Well, just like that, slingshots back into GamerLegion's court. Let's see if Big can actually pull one out from under them, but it doesn't seem likely. Era is doing good work with the recovered Galil. It's a free rifle, so hey, if it's good for you, it's good for him. Doing a lot of damage at the very least, so it does leave them in one-shot territory for Sears and Scout. If they can actually scale into this A bomb site, could have been a little dangerous. I am actually getting tagged up as well, and Searson's finding and collecting on these kills, but he's the only one that remains.
It's really nice angle from IM also just to maintain over there. Right now, honestly, I feel like the best thing Searson could do is just try and shoot the AK over, but yeah, no, it looks like even that should be recoverable. Zero in... Okay. Zero goes for the pistol upgrade instead. I respect a man who knows the importance of his sidearm, I suppose.
Yeah, deagles are nice. Expensive, too.
Very. Also, seems like they are finally falling out of favor just a little bit as well. Not too much, but enough to let the 5-7 creep through, which we saw getting quite a few kills. Good spot for Rusty to be in with the cover of Isaac available, courtesy of another Molotov. Rusty's going to go down, but his gun is recovered, and they are more than happy with the outcome of that one. GamerLegion take it to 3.
Yeah, didn't want the FAMAS anyway, so it's an upgrade away from it into an M4. Now the AWP does grace the server here for Big. Eric can afford up one himself, just being a little slow to buy into it, but no problems. This is where we should see the same sort of defaulting that we've become familiar with on the Big side. Of course, Searson loves to go for these peaks above the A ramp smoke. One that he's on the receiving end of very frequently, but can often open up pathways towards that A bomb site. And as well as on this mid lurk, Tizian, we saw the damage he dealt in the pistol round, but it all kind of comes to a standstill. Spam onto IM with the AWP. So down to 21 already. Not going to feel too safe about his positioning. I think that's one of the things that Sirsen's actually very good at when it comes to defaulting, is actually just wall banging all the potential close angles. But that's not something they have to be concerned about anymore.
I'm more concerned about the fact that they are this split up, and Rusty's found a big kill. They've actually found a kill apiece between Rusty and IM, and suddenly Keto and Gaida are going to be looking a lot lonelier. And they'd like to be. Keto's at least able to find one, but not without having a lot of his own HP taken out as well. Gade gets another. Suddenly possibilities are opened up, and now with Gade actually trying to cheat them back over towards the A bomb side, you'd think they have a better chance, but with a bomb in their possession, they're not looking to get too frisky with it.
Yeah, just looking to save. You can see Gade picking up the AWP, and with so little time and that bomb so detached, not moving much further out, they'll be comfortable keeping these weapons forward. It's about as much as they could hope for, and GamerLegion haven't moved an inch.
You do kind of feel like when it's a 2v3, you probably want to see them go for it. You're not going to have a buy in the next round regardless. So, yeah, you understand either perspective, but it does make you wonder.
Counter-terrorists win.
They'll take what they can get. Like, losing to the force buy kind of put them in a weird spot. And so, especially with the low HP on Keto, just not feeling like they could really make a good argument for it.
Of course. Sirsen could drop an AK as well if he didn't just buy Kevlar for that AWP, but hey, that's fine.
And we'll see a half investment. Even though Keto and Gade don't have too much money surrounding it, we'll see if they can get anything done on this AK. Keto had a nice exchange of headshots over on that B bomb site, so I wonder if they might try and go for that. Nice little run boost here for Era, so it gets to a nice timing, but Big aren't going for some of these advanced, speedy plays on A. Instead, it's mid that they take a capitalization on. It's a massive gap. Searsen's found IM, and now these B bomb site players are sweating.
Isaac's gone as well. Sirsen with another one on the rotation, the exact same angle being located, and Big have torn apart GamerLegion. What in the world? Fully losing out control over mid. This is slightly reminiscent of how Mirage was going, where GamerLegion were giving up a wide area of control many times over, but that was on their T side. Now on CT side, just not aware that Sirsen had gotten as much space out as he had.
God, Tizian Spam was actually very, very close to hitting Era. Right in the back of the head. And he won't be able to get anything as he tried to save. With little double dink. And it's a massive round there from Big. They had very limited resources coming into that round. Only the AK and the AWP. And they're still able to find this massive gap in the GamerLegion defenses that comes back to bite them. Those B players had to be worried about flank timings, being crunched in from both sides over at B. All courtesy of the AWP of Sirsen. Like, we very rarely see him go for picks deep mid like that, but something that GamerLegion did not account for.
You also just see GamerLegion looking like, if they're not getting that aggressive early opening, they're just swarming around the map like ants. You can see how quickly they're giving up their spots, moving back, playing a bit more defensive, and it might be internally you're thinking, hey, this is just an adjustment, they're going for information. It's very early on into the round to be giving up your positions like that and then repositioning. So, bit surprised, but at the very least, the boost will net them a kill, and it's also knowledge of the bomb. That's lovely. IM even gets run boosted forward. Not sure if that's entirely intentional, but he'll take it. And he'll take it all the way to the bank. Molotov pointed out there as well. Zero's gone down, and it's all going to come down to the 3 men. The back of the bomb site. Lifts will be isolated out, so they'll have to rotate, and the bomb can be planted in the meanwhile. No, it can't be. Error. Despite the flashbang there, he's still able to get the frag. He's traded out soon after, but even so, a 3-on-3 with a clock ticking down.
He doesn't have no smoke, so this is really dangerous. Have to flush IM out of position, and it's perfect. Gade able to line up the shot as a result. That bomb's still in no man's land, and Rusty trying to deny, but Gade gets all the kills he needs to. It's 3. Just as things grind to a halt on this A bomb site, Big are able to come through, and it's Gade once again.
Man, he just delivers. It looked like when Era was able to find that initial frag onto the bomb planter, maybe there was a slightly better chance. Like you mentioned, there weren't smokes. There wasn't really anything to stop out the sidelines. But like you said, Gage just comes in, pops off when he's needed the most, and Big are able to find that third round, as well as put themselves into a pretty major economic advantage.
Well, I'm worried, though. Half by Deagles.
Yeah, we don't...
Spooky.
Halloween might be
days.
over, but this haunted house is still very much open. Oh, never mind. The cops have come down. You can't go screaming in people's faces and pretending like you're a zombie. Not unless you're dead.
This time over, GamerLegion try to get a bit more aggressive, and Big are waiting for it. Rusty up the smoke, and it is being spammed for. So Rusty is actually trying to keep fighting for it. Thought he might fall back off of that, but leaves Isaac alone over on the B-bomb site, and with very little to do. I will say it is a bit of a concern for Big. You know, that round where all those smokes do fade. They actually relied on a recovered Molotov from a CT to make that one work. So potential timing exploits could be found, especially if GamerLegion are able to reinforce and actually have solid retake utility on this site over at A in time. But it's about whether they hold onto a lot of that utility. It's something that is often the test for teams that are on the rise. When they're playing against tougher opposition, it can be so easy to just go with standard utility timings and not be greedy in the same way that you might against sort of similarly skilled opposition or teams that you're frequently playing in other tournaments within the circuit. So we'll keep an eye on that for GamerLegion moving forward, but Big have been able to deal with the emerging fire. GamerLegion, of course, rebounding off of that second round victory. Big are back in action.
And Big and Michael, I mean, there's been a couple of things that have been slightly unnerving about their play, but at the end of the day, you know, be it off of an individual stepping up, be it off of a Molotov being picked up from the CT pockets, you know, they're trying and getting closer and closer to closing these situations now. And obviously, you know, one thing that we haven't talked about too much ever since the pre-show, but in case anyone wasn't tuned in then, Big do have a new coach, that's NKJ, who of course was the former head coach of Sprout as well, recently having been officially added to the roster. Probably been working with them for a week or two at the very least. That's generally how it goes, but we are in a situation where, you know, could be some growing pains around that too.
Yeah, what was it? Alan, of course. He's on the analyst desk for this DreamHack. He was on for like 2 or 3 months with Endpoint, I believe.
Yeah.
Before they officially announced
he
it, he
had
was like
to do all the Endpoint games that he couldn't cast because he's like, oh, I'm coaching them. Oh.
Yeah, and he was being real sneaky about it. It's like, nobody knows, but I happen to be the coach.
Guess.
And then when it was officially announced, he was threatened to have to play at IEM Full, wasn't he? So, serves him right. This was all very nice and easy here for Big. Break into B, just pistols, but not exactly a significant stack from GamerLegion. Actually trying to get kills on the exit, but Tabson has that front covered. Isaac does get 1 kill. Actually, 2? Oh my god. What?
All right.
Oh, he gets away with 3. Doesn't get his hands on an AK, but he's real swift about it.
At least he's feeling good, you know?
Maybe these guys just really put a lot of work into their deagles, because yeah, the force buy rounds have been actually just a scarier weapon than some of these full buys.
And that's always worrying. You know, we say that as a bit of a joke, and we say that as a bit of a criticism of Big, but at the same time, you also have to say they've been dealing with the full buys pretty handily so far, but I might have jinxed them. Isaac and Rusty have come through with 2 big ones, and Era's added another. Suddenly, Gade is once again left alone with an old Superman cloak and a sign. He's thinking, I promised myself I'm not going to be about that life anymore. But if it's for Lois.
Oh. Wonder who he's treating to be his Lois. Oh my god, Gate has really eaten something different today. Another kill, just tapping. Another out of existence, and he thinks about the flank. He positions himself for it. Still so much time to play around with this one. He could play mind games if he could, but his cutoff path.
Oh, he could even go in through mid, Michael. He can try and rotate back from connector, and they're aware of it now. And as they're backing off, they might have given up a spot to be in. Gade reveals his position, moves back, goes for the bomb plant. He's sticking it, not waiting. And now with the Molotov going forward, he's got the one-on-one left all alone. Zero spotted out as well. Gade knows exactly what's coming his way. And Lois Lane might be about to be saved. Gade spots him out again, buying more and more time. Shoulder spotted. Peeks out, and Zero will shut him down. Kryptonite has been found, and his name is Zero.
No more heroism. Oh, you really thought Gade was going to win that considering the map performance he had in Overpass, but that's where Zero just plays it cool. And on all these jiggle peaks, he doesn't waver too heavily, just keeps on pre-firing as well, and it's Gade to ultimately swing out and meet his fate. Really, really close round, and something that it wasn't really shaped up to be. It looked like GamerLegion were going to have firm grips on that, considering the shutdown on that B bomb site. Now we're back tied, 5-5 apiece. Of course, full buys for both. Zero tagged up nice and early. In fact, bullets do meet him as well, and he's committed to the low ground. All the meanwhile, Era's been plucked out. AWP v AWP. There's no falling back here for Zero. It's do or die.
Unfortunately, it might be the latter with how these utility pieces are. Oh, what?
I'm telling you, man, Searson is just so privy to all the angles when working this A-bomb site.
I don't know how he got that. That's insane. That's actually insane. Well, that's one way to get an advantage. Who's even blind? Well, flashbang, smokes, the works going over. They're not going to know about IM's position, so maybe he can be the sneaker sleeper agent. Well, at least he's managed to put one to sleep before himself joining him in the bed. Isaac, all alone versus 3. Not much to do over here. Saving's probably the best way to go about things. And after that first kill from Surson, it feels like, or at least felt like, GamerLegion were just not in it anymore.
Really waiting around for this one. Where on earth could Isaac be? Has to be somewhere. Bomb has to make its way over at some point or another. And the longer this takes, the more it opens up opportunity for Isaac to make sure that bomb changes hands or hits the deck.
14 seconds as well. Isaac's not moving. He knows he's going to save if they end up going over towards that B bomb site. Grenades out there as well, and Isaac can't intercept Gade on his route back to the sandbags. Big are able to find 6. Even so, GamerLegion is still, at the very least, keeping themselves somewhat in the mix. I'm still happy to see that Gade is stepping up, though, Michael.
Yeah, and it feels like we're getting to see more and more of the potential star power of this man. Wasn't really sure that he would be the right fit for it. Was often just such a reliable anchor player.
Yeah.
You know, talked a lot about his ability to hold down bomb sites if put in the right position, similar to just a turret. But you know, on entries and clutches, he's really shown some different form today.
Surson's been looking better on this map as well. Generally been able to find himself some nice ones. Utility be used nicely this time over, making sure that these Deagles can't do too much. The 5-7 shot to the head of Keto is not going to be missed entirely, but can't really be translated through to any sort of round win. Unless Rusty just gets the most insane round of his life, that is. Which something tells me might not quite be happening.
Oh, baby. Arrow 1v5.
I believe it. I believe it, Michael. Well, at least he's able to get one.
Yeah.
You know.
One of these days, something ridiculous is going to happen on that particular setup. I don't think I've ever seen a big clutch like it. Era might get his hands on one of these rifles, though. Knows one is at least out and about, but
straight to the head.
yeah. By him committing to the bomb site, he was guaranteed to die anyway. Just hoping to do more damage, but Big off to a pretty solid start. Sure, they've had a few rumblings, a few issues, especially when met with these pistols, and actually some of these faster plays that they're trying to facilitate towards bomb sites. But now they've hit a stride on GamerLegion to try and find an adaptation, maybe take some space away, and maybe that's why we're seeing 4 players positioned over towards A nice and early. Searson, look at this path. He's in their face so early, and Rusty's able to account for it. 2 kills in an instant, but Tizian scaling up as well, but it's a complete shutdown. GamerLegion just completely collapse on top of Big, and they get them out of the round. That's a 6th here for the CT side.
There's basically no flashes being used there either from the Big side. They're not able to prevent anyone from rushing forward. You don't have the early smoke to try and allow Searson to go through either. Searson's also not looking like he's ready for an adjustment no-scope in that particular affair. It felt like Big just thought GamerLegion was going to sit back, take default spots, and not get aggressive, when really aggression's been most of what their success has been predicated off of.
Yeah, harken back to that aggressive nature of their CT side on overpass, and the two have a lot of similarities. Of course, a lot of money built up here for Big, so buys on buys have to be successive rounds here for GamerLegion to round out the half.
Hero's playing this one so much more safely. Yeah, IAM's right next to him, but I'm just faking out the retreat. Has to be careful. Era's playing aggressively in the meanwhile. GamerLegion is perfectly positioned to stop Big from getting any sort of map control whatsoever. But Era might be caught off in the timing. Keto benefits from Era having too many targets to choose between, and now they're trying to pop through from mid. Rusty's ready, peeks out, misses every single bullet.
Oh, God.
And Isaac's just been crushed.
They all have, really. Either looking at different angles or caught in transition. Big winning all of these fights. Yeah, but even if they had hit the shots, they are in great positions to trade. And case in point, I am with 1, but the immediate snap headshot from Tabson. GamerLegion, that money not too pretty, so gonna have to invest every dime to get what they can. Of course, with the adoption of the A1S being more and more in circulation, you see actually more frequented buys. Even with some limited utility, you still have the right amount of firepower. I think without the A1S change, we would have actually seen the FAMAS. I know we did already, like teams were adopting it, but people would have gotten more proficient. Still a case to be made here for GamerLegion to get a 7th on the CT side.
We've seen them get out more with less, really. And with this many players nearby on the A bomb site, it seems like they're fully prepared for this push to come through. But Tabson's intercepted 0. Era ready and waiting with the boost up, and Searson cannot adjust in time. Era still forced to be continuing his aggression, though, as Rusty's demise means that between him and IM, it really was to try and save it all. Isaac rotates over to replace Era, and that's a 2-on-3. IM's ready. Molotov won't be spreading out to him. If he wants to get aggressive on top of the concrete boxes, find a kill, that would be big, but Gabe knows he's coming, and Isaac's all alone. A smoke separating him from the bomb site as well, and as it'll dissipate, he'll be met by Tizian soon after. Tizian's playing the off angle. Knows he has to continue just to hold down his position, and Tizian's got it done. Big find themselves their 9th round on the board, and they'll continue forward triumphant to the second half, where we'll be back after a short break to see whether they can get it done.
Down from 3, I'll be as quick as I can. stopping me. It's all for you. Our life, I know we can have. Oh, I'm running, I'm running, I'm running, I'm running to you. And I'm hoping, I'm praying you're waiting for me because you know we got this feeling. I'll fight, I fall, I'll risk it all for you. I know it's all possible. I'm running, I'm running, I'm running, I'm running to you. So let me cross the line. I'm getting closer. So hold your flag up in the air. My heart is beating, I can feel it's near. The race is nearly over and I'm just getting started. Oh, we got a life left to live. Now we're unstoppable, we're young and free. The ride, it isn't ending tonight. That's right. Oh, I'm running, I'm running, I'm running, I'm running to you. And I'm hoping, I'm praying you're waiting for me because you know we got this feeling. I'll fight, I fall, I'll risk it all for you. I know it's all possible. I'm running, can't stop me from running to you. So let me cross the line, the line. Oh, well, who would have thought we had so much, we wasted our time, the time. No, I'm not gonna sit around hoping our life turns out right. So tonight, no, I'm not taking chances. I'll race to the finishing line to get what's mine. Oh, I'm running, I'm running, I'm running, I'm running to you. And I'm hoping, I'm praying you're waiting for me because you know we got this feeling. I fight, I fall, I'd risk it all for you. I know it's all possible. I'm running, can't stop me from running to you. So let me cross the line.
An extended league for Big Clan will lead them into a 9th round. But Michael, Yumi Cassidy was on the microphone with me. He's about to tell you guys why you should still be maybe a little bit worried for the side of Big. They haven't been the firmest throughout the series. Sorry for putting words in your mouth, Michael.
Yeah, really put me on the spot. Do I have to? I disagree. What now? Now we've got
Well,
some.
now we just go back to play-by-play instead and stop talking like we know about analysis.
Yeah, we've got conflict brewing. 2 sets of nades here for GamerLegion, and then now going for a delayed timing on this A peak. Tabson does spot them out, and while the nade is sent forward, no one on GamerLegion will be there to catch it. No big rotations coming in just yet, but they're trying to slow work this, make sure there's no troublesome angles they have to deal with on an A site approach. They still not call for reinforcements here, Big.
Okay, he's so good. He's just in perfect position at the perfect time and will keep going forward, knows where they are. He hears the pins being pulled, even gets another before Isaac finally shuts him down. Tapson, yet to reveal himself, is going to be the main line of defense against the bomb being planted, and Isaac and Era seem to be aware of the possibility, and Tabson's caught off by Era. With his demise, they'll have to be more careful on the CT side. There's still plenty of time to rotate back to the B bomb side if they want to do so, and that's why you can see Keto being so wary about a push from mid. Well, he's going all the way back to B. No one here to get information. Tizian's got utility as well, repositioning behind Surson so he can deploy the flashes necessary for Surson to have favorable duels. But with 20 seconds left, time's really running down.
Oh god, this is dangerous. Where's this Molotov gonna go? Seriously, just continuing on these peaks, and GamerLegion actually just need to get a move on.
Molotov can force Surson off, but before that's even needed, Surson's gonna go down. Grenades, well timed, nicely placed. Era's not gonna be tagged too heavily though, and Tizian's all alone, missing every single shot of his. Again, it seems like Gade is the only one who's able to deliver in that spot. And despite Surson having a good game so far on Vertigo, just doesn't pick up on the shots that he needed to.
Yeah, it seems like GamerLegion continuously put themselves in these spots where it comes down to these really late timings, and it's all about whether or not they get the progression that they're looking for when it comes to breaking into these bomb sites. That Molotov didn't really do the most, but at least made it more difficult for players to sort of fight out in the open if you were big. Didn't even matter though. GamerLegion were very sharp on the headshots. Scaling was good. Now we see the force buy from Big to see if they can overturn it. Something that was stolen away from them on their half. Oh, very close spacing. Basically, back to front. Hugging each other all the way through. I've called Tabson over, so there's a third man en route here for Big, and they do block the smoke, so it makes it a little bit more awkward here for GamerLegion to actually move on through. Nade onto Searson does do significant damage, but they're happy to play things out slowly, but the counter nade is solid. There's the secondary. Searson's out, Tabson plucked down as well, and while Gade gets one on the side, it's just not enough to make this a good effort on this A bomb site.
If Surson had managed to stay alive for a little while longer, with that grenade doing so much damage, he could have feasibly killed every single one of them. But hold on, because Tasting's managed to move past. He's got another frag, but he doesn't know Isaac's on the other side. Now realizing it's fragging and spamming away on that Deagle, but just can't deliver the headshot necessary. Runs out of bullets as well, and GamerLegion will be heaving a sigh of relief.
Yeah, I thought that was a done deal. Tizian from the jump up position, able to get 2 out of nowhere, suddenly made it a whole lot more competitive, and then the smoke play could have really dealt a finishing blow there to GamerLegion, but didn't feel confident in those last few bullets, tried to duck away to no avail, and now it's just USPs just rushing on down, and there's 2 men set up for this. Zero around the corner as well, and he'll sweep up all the rest. 4 kills, 5th swiped away from Isaac at the start, and now a tie game with Big looking to buy. And this is where we want to see some of these aggressive setups here from Big. Very often, especially when we look at the one-to-one replacement of Gade for Xantares, you'd see Xantares go for some of these hyper-aggressive maneuvers. And with the form that Gade's been displaying today, you could see him very well slot into those positions as well. See if Searson can get going on this AWP as well.
Oh no. Be careful there, Gade.
Oh my god, Spam's
like
real good.
Yeah, Iam's going to be brought down really low, but Gade looked like he could be caught out for a second there. GamerLegion, if they accelerated even slightly, Gade would have ended up in their crosshairs. And Tabson caught out Rusty. Shuts him down. Spam might have been good, Michael, but the kills are still going the way of GamerLegion. Gade isn't able to deliver even one. And whenever that happens, you know things are looking dire for Big. Would not be surprised if they just save here.
Well, here we go again. GamerLegion got all the kills that they wanted to, and now they simmer down, just holding, see if re-aggression comes, and Tizian's en route.
Through Zero's caught him out. Surson will trade quickly. They're committed to this. Keto gets another one, makes it a bit more doable for Surson, but the gun might not be the right one for it. Even so, Era is a free kill, waiting for Surson to collect, and now and he's rotating back to the B bomb site. All he has to do is be careful about Iam's positioning. Pulling out a pistol might be the best course of action for him right now, but Iam's already in such a snug little corner, comfortably nested away, and he's found Surson. Again, a close round, but GamerLegion will still come out on top.
Yeah, great rotation there from GamerLegion once they recognized that everyone from Big was there fighting over at A, especially when HP was as low as it was. Yeah, Searson didn't really stand a chance. May not have had that information relayed over. Of course, some of that was unconfirmed damage from nades and spam alike. So it does get a little precarious, a little hairy in spite of the 5-on-3 that GamerLegion found at the start of that round, but it's all about getting these rounds on the board. Need that stride of confidence. from some of these anchor players. It was what really drove them forward. Calling back to map 1. Talked a lot about Tizian and Keto just being super reliable.
Yeah, and then, you know, in map 2 it was all about Gade getting aggressive and then somehow managed to get away unscathed. That's one of the problems with Vertigo. Aggressive plus unscathed don't go together. Even if you're getting a multi-kill, you're probably not going to be able to back off. And I know that sounds like, hey, if you're getting a multi-kill, you're doing all you need for your team.
Yeah, feels like they lead in the middle a little.
Yeah.
Find perfect balance somewhere. A little yin and yang. GamerLegion just being, honestly, really well paced about this. I'm a little critical of some of these late round executes that they've been going for because it's put them in scary positions.
Yeah.
But
tough spots.
So long as they're able to consistently convert on them, there's no real knock in it. Especially against this half buy, they're being nice and procedural once again.
Flashbang over Gates, push through, but only one to defend. Yeah, Michael, this is looking rough for them. Who's going to step up over here? Gates only giving them 1 around or maybe 2 around. And look, I know I'm saying only for something that's very impressive, but Keto's just not here. And part of that comes down to the fact that he is on the other bomb side very often, but at the same time, tabseN's not stepping up the same way. We're not seeing Surson get early picks for the AWP. A lot of those kills on the CT side have come through in the latter half of the round. Tizian as well. Not the brightest star right now. Who's it going to be?
So far, it's looking like GamerLegion. This slow approach, big. Even if they try and get aggressive, you can see that hey, if they're gonna lead into this passive default, that's what GamerLegion are trying to actually punish. Again, we're looking for some of these quick engagements on players like CSGO and like Gade. He's got big shoes to fill, but has been filling them.
Oh, big frag from Era. Those shoes are going to be left without an owner. And no one else can put them on. tabseN, I'm going to maybe stuff up his feet with some tissue paper, get those clown shoes on, but right now he's looking like at least he's able to equalize.
Might be a B-side play here from GamerLegion, even in spite of Era investigating with his AWP by his lonesome. If he can keep them busy, keep 2 players over on this A bomb site here on Big, it opens up a gap that's exploitable. Trying to keep them preoccupied, see if they call for reinforcements because they're creeping in the other bomb site.
tabseN's going to be pushing forward in the meanwhile. Era has been fully blinded out, and tabseN needs a frag. Isaac's gone. Keto delivering. tabseN is trailing backwards. Era is being bypassed entirely by Surson and tabseN. Surson rotates on in time.
This is
cuts up
dangerous.
one. Bomb's not going to
no.
be planted. Not at all. Era felt like he'd given his team every bit of space necessary, but Keto finds the 1 kill, and Surson is there on the rotate in time.
That can be one of the dangers of having your team split up like that. A lurking AWP isn't something that you'll frequently see. But even with Era getting those kills, yeah, it just comes down to this aggression over on that B bomb site being met and actually winning that opening exchange there for Big. You're right. It gives enough time for CSGO to move on in and then just pick them out systematically. When it came to getting that bomb down, that's one of the issues you may encounter with grinding out the clock solo. It's no time to take the fight and get that bomb down. CSGO made a complete use of it. Still think it's keeping Big on their toes. You can see how hesitant they are to bite down on some of these rotations, considering how much GamerLegion have been trying to divert their attention. They've cut sound so frequently when it comes to that minute mark. And that's why Big are constantly looking for some level of re-aggression. Faster play from GamerLegion.
Looks like a little bit faster from Big side as well, but Tapson's found 0 initially. Gate's grenade's not going to be getting much damage out, and GamerLegion are again going to start stalling out, but this time, like you said, a bit more aggressively positioned. Gate almost lines up a nice little wallbang, but not quite managing it. Rusty's found. Tapson's got one more. Saracen getting aggressive. He's got IM, but the Molotov means he can't really trail backwards. The flash will try and delay long enough for him to peek out once again, but it won't catch out Isaac in this spot. Era, the only one blinded out by it, and now that Isaac's on top of the boxes, he's got a freebie before getting the bomb down.
Molotov solid, but it means that they can only retreat one way. Isaac getting peppered in the back. Smoke in hand, and Keto just completely plucked out. Isaac's on for the ace. He's got 4, but Era will take it anyway. GamerLegion, even though backed into a corner, it looked dicey, still able to find success.
That is wild. I mean, they lose out so many players early in. Sursen's able to get one as well. But then, Michael, you see Sursen's hesitance when he sees the Molotov. Deploys a flashbang. It's deployed a bit too late. He's not able to catch out Isaac with it. Isaac's already turned around, put his attention elsewhere. Era's forced back short. But Sursen is not decisive in trying to push behind them, trying to come back. And then when he finally makes that decision, he's running around willy-nilly without being able to spot out Isaac in that position. And he just caught out. You can really see some of the discomfort in how big are playing the CT side.
Well, I think it's actually a good reaction to how GamerLegion have been typically playing, but when they're a man down like that, you're expecting them to go for something a little wild, and that's where Isaac just kind of jumps on top. And I think Saracen actually fired off the shot. You know, he made a reaction call, but that miss feels like it almost costs, well, actually, I'll just say it costs Big the round. Going to drop the bomb in no man's land. Well, down to upgraded pistols once again. We haven't seen a lot of success from Big's force buys or these half-buy investments. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. GamerLegion, same level of patience.
Oh, no. Might want to fix that lineup. Oh,
I'll make it stop.
Oh, it's okay. I thought it was another grenade coming down onto IM. Instead, it's just a flashbang. Gade's got 2 off the back of it, perfectly placed, and Gade won't be able to make it 3, but he'll be able to make them sweat.
GamerLegion won a round restart. They missed a molly, and then they get punished like that, but there's a good response. They double peek onto Searson, and so it's brought to 3-on-3. None of these guns were recoverable here for Big.
With Keto's demise, that's another deagle gone out of their hands. Even Tizian could be blocked off by the smoke. Molotov just to make sure he can't proceed through. This is looking like a GamerLegion round, despite starting off in a 5-on-3. Flashbang forward, Tapson's hoping to find at least something off of it. He forces a player off, but he knows there's a player right next to him inside the smoke. Recovers the AK as well, but the smoke's dissipating. It's fading, and he's not aware. GamerLegion. That is very, back and forth, putting it nicely.
Yeah, these rounds are nerve-wracking. GamerLegion might have a solid conversion rate when it comes to these slower rounds, but you can see it's not comfortable. Might even be what this tactical timeout is about. Like, we're doing the right things here. We're getting the job done, but let's just make it a little cleaner. Yeah, make it a little cleaner.
Maybe don't miss your Molotovs onto yourself, get naded, and then die.
Yep.
To the deagle.
Because panic really set in, and then when the flash play from Big came through, it made things a whole lot more interesting. Gade like full committed down though, and if he'd gotten away, it might have actually been a different story.
Let's not pretend like that wasn't also just, you know, a good start from Big, but that's something you alluded to earlier, Michael, is you like the approach Big is going for. Big goes for a good start. It's just really not that good at closing out so far. Mid-rounding, you know, these players look like their comms might be off. Maybe it's taking an extra second to get that information across, but it just seems slightly slower than the incredibly cohesive Big clan that we've come to know and love.
Far more aggressive here from Searson.
And Tizian's the one who's caught out. Initially, GamerLegion, one step closer to victory. Big so far in the second half, only a single round to their name. And right now, he's got a shot through the wall, but he'll be backing off. Courtesy of a few return wall bangs onto him as well. Nice lineup.
Yeah, something we've seen a lot of AWPers and actually even AUG players try and exploit as of late. Into this 4-on-4, and I think that singular kill from Searson is enough to push them towards this B site. You can see them grouping themselves up, bomb en route, and they do have a mid lurk as well. And if Tabson falls, Keto's on a bit of an island here. It's all about whether they find the timing, and it seems to be good. 46 seconds, and Tabson's not looking for this mid-pressure at all. He's going to get completely sideswiped. No! Gade instead covers his back, and now they know what's coming.
And the trust on each other might be what finally gives them this round, but the bomb's still in a position where he can run back to A if you'd like to. It'd be cutting it close, and now they're rethinking it. GamerLegion, they're caught in between a rock and a hard place. What do they do? What do they go for? Surson's nowhere nearby. It's a 3-on-3 on the bomb site. Rusty is pushing forward. They've got no utility. It has to be fully dry out and over into Big's heads. Keto watches out for the run boost forward. Rusty's got the trade. Tabson, it's slow, but he'll get it done nonetheless. Arrow's been forced back, the bomb in his hand, and it's an AWP on his back. Wants to try and die before the time runs out, but it might be too late. Gets a frag, but he won't get the money. GamerLegion not able to close that one out.
And this could really bounce back this big CT side. It's a costly one. Let's not make any excuses about it. But GamerLegion's money has been ground out. You can see they can't really go for a full investment across all their players, but what little they have, they will buy forward. And that's because they have no loss bonus. So if Big are going to start to make this closer, get the comeback rolling, now is the time. They just have to be worried about the pace change as a result of these Tech 9s being brought to the forefront. They've fallen victim to it time in, time out.
Okay. Indeed, just a random. I'm gonna fire all over the place because I've got an M4A1 and my traces can't be seen.
Yep. Just doing a nice little breeze by. See if he hears any tags.
Just some information gathering, of course.
But no problems. GamerLegion are up the ladder and making some good headway over towards middle. Tizian is looking for it. Actually, possibly up for the boost as well. And too quick.
Another opportunity where it looked like Zero might have had a chance in mid, but like the previous round, he's just caught out at the very last second. Rusty won't be feeling too happy about his HP being knocked down as well. That's Isaac to fall. Big. Significantly more convincing start coming through from them, but GamerLegion still have plenty of utility to make it expensive, if nothing else. And AK for Era as well. Molotov straight down under. Tabson yet undetected, and it seems like that's not likely to change anytime soon. Peeks out, gets 2, makes it 3. Big, secure the 12th.
Yeah, really nice and clean. No Molotovs there for GamerLegion to clear that one out, so Tabson realizes the position he's in and just takes his time, makes sure to line them up, and nobody from GamerLegion anticipated it. This is that saving grace here for Big. The lack of loss bonus. Now GamerLegion just on Glocks.
Next round's not going to be too pretty for GamerLegion either.
Yeah, won't be able to afford up the AWP on anyone unless we see some crazy buy. Ooh, run boost does work out. Keto getting spammed by these Glocks, but the MP9 on the other side of it. They're trying to overwhelm him, and switching out to the USP, they do eventually find him.
Too many missed shots over there, Tizian as well now.
Oh my God,
they're
not
missing
like
all
this.
over the place. They're even gonna get a bomb plant if they want it, but the MP9 almost finds the AWP. It's 3 simultaneous kills to give Big a pretty finish to an ugly start.
God, Searson just comes in to save the day. Nades a touchdown, USP's out, and just keeps running at them, make sure that they cannot get a secure plant. That's far more than you were expecting to see on a Glock round there from GamerLegion. It's real scary. Not even upgraded pistols, just they spawn with those. Oh, look how quick he is.
so fast. And he's peeking out as well on the other side. There's Keto, who's really just hoping that a repeat of the previous round doesn't happen, where he's missed all of his bullets. Of course, the initial kill is going to be very important. Isaac's been a big man for GamerLegion so far.
Good that we've seen Tabson as well get engaged here for the big side. Once upon a time, everyone else's stats used to suffer. Tabson was the only one that really saw a massive increase. He's from Gade. Oh my goodness. Just immediately banged out of existence. Smokes are down as well.
And that's one way Rusty can just move through. Surson on the other side, getting ready, but Rusty looked like he had it lined up, just can't pull the trigger in time. Surson looks away, and he might have missed the timing, but with Zero being distracted, once again, it's Keto to come in from behind and stop him from making his dastardly plans work out. I am all alone, protecting as well as he can, as best as he possibly could. But at the end of it all, he too will fall, quite literally.
Down all 51 floors. Yeah, big making... Oh, Searson's even trying to check to make sure.
Hey, is he clinging onto a ledge there?
It's like in one of those hero movies. You know, the villain dies off screen.
Yeah.
Falls off a cliff. Ah, joke's on you. I had a inflatable mattress all the way down there.
And that's how this sequel made $400 million.
Yeah, he's got like a cybernetic eye.
Ah, yes.
And some new dastardly plans. Seeing if they can concoct some here on the GamerLegion side, because it started off well. You know, once again, it seems like one of these teams is able to peel away in towards the middle of this of the game. It's been the story across all 3 maps, and yet when one team is down, they are never out of the equation. Big have taken the lead, and GamerLegion are, I think, very aware that this game could very well slip out of their hands.
I mean, it might already be slipping out of their hands at this stage. And lose this one, which you're projected to. Suddenly Big's going to be knocking on full match victory, despite a wonderful performance from GamerLegion. They've not been able to stop Big from getting and mounting their comeback. Gade somehow not managing to hit any shots at IM, even if it looked deadly close.
I think they've realized that they're up close, though. A couple steps made on that wood scares them back. Don't know how you make this one work here for GamerLegion. Feels like pace has to be quick. They've got a lot of nades, so they can make sure that sandbags is clear. And slow work this A-bomb site, something that's seen success so far.
Oh, Surson.
He's still sticking around.
Really has to be careful against his Deagles. Might be caught out, and he's missed the shot. Will be assisted by the fact that GamerLegion can't trace him out, but even so, that looks scary. Surson. Why should it push through? He doesn't have it in him. Just takes him down, and IM is able to get another one on top of it. Gade is the one to fall. GamerLegion, this was supposed to be the gimme for Big Clan, and they've managed to put themselves in winning ways. Molotov will block Tabson out from pushing through into the alley. Good grenade, gets 2, brings it all the way back. Tabson's pushing in, Tizian right next to him, and between the two of them, they're going to be able to take it home. Isaac, the last to fall. Big. Bring it all back together to 15.
Especially when things get scary. A nade is what finds them some success. It had to be Big. It just had to be. That felt like, if not for that single piece of utility, that round could have very easily fallen out of their hands. Gade missed out on a clean opportunity. They set up for a one-way smoke over at A ramp, and still GamerLegion found the significant man advantage, all for naught. Now it's Big to maybe shut out this series, 15-13, but Gade is already the first casualty. Around the smoke, IM's plucked one out. They've got another entry as well. IM's getting entry on entry. Doesn't matter which map. And while he may have been a little absent from map 1, even in this map as well, especially when it's getting to these last few rounds of this game, that's exactly when you want to see him step up.
On the other hand, this time over, not able to get the same sort of performance in the past few rounds. Serson finds one, and it's not onto the weakened player, so Isaac's still going to have to live with his misery of his HP being basically gone. Oh, good adjustment from Tizian, but he can't do it before Serson's already been taken down. Tizian in his retreat backwards has a flash to help himself, but this is the point where he's really heavily reliant on Keto finding at least one kill. If Keto can't get the frag, he'll have to save, but that's the one he was looking for. Tizian now just needs to pressure them and keep it going, but there is a double coming through from either between Rusty and Isaac, just shutting them down. Tizian for a second there looked like he'd done enough, but the fact that he can't get the frag before Serson goes down, IM just does it all.
So we're going all 30, and Big are taking some extra seconds to do some accounting. 2 players on 8k, but 2 that can't afford guns themselves, so trying to work out who has to drop who. Searson immediately snap buys into the AWP, so Tizian's the one that's likely to take that hit, but can transfer weapons over. Should be enough in the tank here for Big to get a full buy, but health band up in the overtime. It really could go either way. GamerLegion certainly not out of this. You know, if they can get this star level performance, at the moment we're seeing some of the consistent members here from Big kind of fall off. We've had these entries happen where Big are not in great positions to trade.
Yeah, Gabe looks like he's not been able to get a frag in a while as well, despite his great score. Keto at the very least finds Isaac initially, so with that, they've got a lot more control, but the trade means that they'll have to rotate players back towards the B bomb site, and that's exactly where GamerLegion themselves are also looking to head over with a faster paced play. Tizian smokes himself off, flashbang, a barrage of flashbangs rather, here to meet him. Tizian catches out one, fairly healthy even now, can go for another peek forward, especially with that tag coming in. I don't know if they heard it on Dara though. Tavson should have been able to do so, but with comms and whatnot, it could be a trouble. But Era's gone, and with him goes IM as well. The full 30. Yes, Michael, but even so, Big looking to close. Rusty, only man left alive. Gate to shut him down, and Big will win a hotly contested series.
Every single map was so close. We had an overtime. We had these comebacks.